Hello and welcome back to Factorio C Block. When I recorded the previous episode, and the intro episode for that matter, I hadn't really decided or settled on a subtitle yet. And so in the time between then and now, I settled on Learn and Build, and I think that's very appropriate because while I do have 1,600 hours or something in Factorio, I still don't know everything about it. And in fact, I learned something new after a commenter commented on, or something new, different, a different way to look at things, really. From a commenter on the first episode. I could actually get 8 power poles around, or 8 of the turbines, wind turbines around each power pole, and that would not only save on the power poles, but also save just a bit on the space. So I laid all these out, but we're going to rip them all up. We're going to do it again, because that's also one of the things with, be careful, I don't want to pick up all those fish. That's one of the things with especially C Block, as I think I mentioned in either the previous episode or the intro. You do a lot of rebuilding, a lot of it. So let's see, let's go here in the corner, the 3 of them, and then we're going to go like this, and then like that. The power pole in the center. Now there's 4 squares here in the center, but that's okay. So it ends up being 2 times 3 by 2 times 3, which is 6. Divided by 8, 6 by 6 divided by 8 is like 4.5 tiles per power pole, or per wind turbine. Whereas in this way, it was like 5 by 6, which is 30, divided by 6, which is 5. So it's not a whole huge amount of savings, but it is something. So why not do it? Why not do it the best way? Especially given the fact that we are playing the C block, and that means that we do have potential concerns with power, density, and yeah, so let's just do it. Do that, and I'm going to take a whole copy of this and drop that down here. And that'll be, I think, 40, 80, and 120. So it's not a huge space savings by any means, but it's a few rows of landfill we don't have to put down, so, or we didn't have to waste. So in this case, it's quite useful. So the thing we want to accomplish today is twofold, actually. I would like to get science going. And in order to get science going, we have to unlock the ability to make science. And I'd also like to expand the metal production a little bit. We're not going to get it huge because we're still limited to 1.8 megawatts until we unlock the ability to produce another form of power. So we're going to be fairly simple on this, but the first thing I want to do is to unlock science, which as I looked at this icon again after I finished recording, I saw that, hey, you unlock this by making one of these science labs. So let's do that. That would be in here, Molly. Do that, and that takes a bit of time, but also we could also cancel the few logs we had going here and make some more, get some more queued up. Because we're going to need all the wood we can get for a little while until we can actually make some sort of fuel that we can use recurring-wise. So we'll make this, and that'll unlock the science pack technology at 3215. Not a great speed run record by any means, but now we have that unlocked, and that means that we can now make science packs. We just need copper and iron. We can make a crap ton with iron, of course, because we have a crap ton of iron. But I need to take these and drop them into there. And then we'll have to transfer the stuff over by hand, I think. Actually, no, I don't. For a few minutes, well, actually, I thought about this a little bit. Technically, the burner inserters are a trap because they require burnable fuel at 94.2 kilowatts, whereas the electric inserters are consume electricity, but at 21.4 kilowatts maximum. This is not it's not non-stop. It's actually an intermediary. So it's like more than 4 times the energy to use a burner inserter rather than to use a yellow inserter. On the flip side, and I can keep this stuff moving while I'm talking. On the flip side, we are limited on electricity right now, and burner fuel we're only limited by how much we can forage. So do I want to do one or the other? That's a kind of an interesting question to think about. But I think I'm going to just do the the electric inserters. Yes, that will use some of those kilowatts that I have, which is, as I mentioned, not a lot, 1,800 kilowatts. But on the other hand, we also will have burnable power, burner-based power in not too long. And as I said, the burner inserters are kind of a trap in that you end up using more power overall than you would than you necessarily need to. So I'm going to switch. It may not be the wisest option, but that's what this series is about. Really, is what is the option that I want to go with, not just necessarily what's the wisest option. What are the options we have available, and you know, how we want to handle different things. So I just spent a little bit in there, but now that we have a few of these inserters, wait, did I make them? Oh, they're here after the wood, of course. That's the problem. We need to have more of that. So let's see, you can go in there, and you can go in there, and you can do that automatically. And then you can do this and that with another power pole down here, and that can go automatically. Now, what we can't do is we can't, with the way we have it set up, I need one more of you, which means, of course, I need to cancel this wood again and set it up again. What we can't do with the way we have this set up right now is return the crushed to the crushed stone, the surplus crushed stone here, to this over here, which is what we'll have to do in the next little while. But for right now, we're just going to leave that alone. So what I'd like to do now that we have science that's capable of being produced, I'd like to try and get it automated a little bit. Although we can't automate it yet until we unlock, well, automation, which is here. So we should do steam power first, and then that'll get us all the way to automation. We'll also want to do basic logistics sometime along the way, which might be sooner rather than later. So maybe we do that one and then do this one. But that means we got to make these by hand, which is fine because, well, it is what it is. Let's see. We'll go ahead and grab all the crushed stone we can. It's in there. And we'll grab as much of the science as we can grab. Or as much of the science as we can make based on how much copper we can grab. And then we'll just kind of go from there. And this is kind of where the game gets a little bit slow. But along the way, we can also talk about what is next in terms of what we want to build next. And the thing that our first science pack, sacrificial electromagnet at 3553. And we can throw that in there and get the steam power thing going. It's going to cost us 10 over the next 2.5 minutes. But that's okay. We'll be fine. Throw those other two in there. And then we can do, hopefully do those up, pick those up. Yeah, it's very lean here, so we want to be careful. Or we'll need to be careful or something like that. Because we do not have any copper. All the copper we're getting is from this process now. So we have to be a little bit vigilant about it, I guess. But hey, there's two. That doesn't give me anything. Wait, that doesn't give me anything? Huh. Because you need 4 copper plates to make. Right, of course. Alright, so we'll let those go. And let's go into Hellmod. Now, technically, for this early build, we don't really need to use Hellmod. But I want to go ahead and get practiced on it, get started on it. And what I want to do is find iron plate. Maybe I could just do iron plate. And I want to make some automated iron plates. Now, where the heck are iron plates at? Is that what they're called here? I did search them. There they are. Yeah, iron plate. I might have just blew right past it. So, iron plate made in not this type of furnace, but that type of furnace. It doesn't change the recipe, but what it does change is just that furnace. And I could change that as a default someplace that I have to go find again. And then the resource we're using for fuel doesn't totally matter. It's just a matter of how much you need. I'm going to show you a count. And we definitely will not be making enough to make 7 of these worth of it. So we're going to need to simplify this a little bit, or make this a bit smaller. But I'm going to wait and see until we have the numbers that I want. What I'd also like to make in this factory is copper plate as well, because if you're going to make iron plate, you need to also make copper plate, because, well, the stuff gets output together. So let's do that as well. And then we can also make a couple of changes to our preferences here. I like to put the factory number at least 1 decimal and the element number at least 2 decimals. It just kind of, that way gives me a little more detail. And then there might be default of items, logistic, no. I can't remember where the default factory buildings are now. They're around here somewhere. I'll find them eventually. We'll show it off in another episode. But for now, we want to just kind of get working on this. So this is going to get crushed sapphirite from sapphirite. So we'll take that. We're also going to do the same thing for stereotype. So we'll take that recipe. And then that's going to give us the demand for, well, a couple other things, which we need also. We don't need to, but I'm going to change the fuel here just to be thorough. And then we need to have sapphirite and stereotype, of course. And so we get those both from mineralized water crystallization. We already figured this all out in terms of the process, just not the quantities. And right now you can already see we're at 5.8 of these, and we're also at 900 kilowatts of power so far, and we haven't even gotten to the most expensive part yet. Before this step comes this mineralized water made from crushed stone. Now this assumes that we're going to produce, or we're going to use the crushed stone from here also, which means we only need 82.72, which is still a ridiculous amount, but that's because it's subtracting the 3 from here. So we're going to go in here and we're going to get crushed stone, which we know how to do that from slag. We're doing that right now. And we actually need to also put the burner with the right fuel for now. And then finally, how do we get the slag? Well, we get that from this recipe here, which we're already doing, from water, producing excess oxygen and hydrogen. But this means we need 165.5 electrolyzers consuming 53 megawatts. We can't do that. So I'm going to knock this way, way down, and I think the number is smaller than 0.1. It's actually going to be a little bit smaller even than that, because I'd like to get this down to 4 electrolyzers. So like 0.07? A little bit more than that. 0.075? We're real close now. 3.98. We could probably stop there for the purposes of math, but we'll go right there, or so. That going to be good? That's it right there. Okay, so then we also need to output some amount of copper to consume this stereotype ore, which we do know about. So, or the, yeah, stereotype ore. So we need to consume that, and I think that's going to be a number about half what we had before, or we had in the other one. So let's try that. Still some stereotype to consume. Still some stereotype to consume. And then we went too far. So 7, yeah, and then 7.5, yeah, 7.8. Okay, did I botch it with 4.048? Nope, I didn't. Okay, so we're just going to go that, and that'll be close enough. This little bit is just going to get consumed by this fraction of a filtering furnace. So we need a fraction of a burner or crusher to make the crushed sapphirite, a fraction to make the crushed stereotype. We need 0.2 crystallizers. We need 0.2 liquefiers. We need 1 burner here, a crusher right here, which is exact, and then we need 4 crushers here, or 4 electrolyzers here, rather, which we're going to call that exact as well. So we're going to go with 4, 1, and then all these will be 1s. And so I think I've made everything already. I have 3 extra electrolyzers, and everything else is singles, so that should be good. Over here, let's clean this stuff up. Did I pick up any? No. Okay, good. Dump those in there. And we're going to have to just cut this off. So I'm just going to pick you up for right now. And then we'll clean these up. And I'm going to let this thing kind of flush itself out a little bit. You flushed? You are flushed. Okay, good. You over here are good. Let's grab those, drop them in there. Can you run once more? You can, and you can, and you can. Okay, good. Let's clean this up now. I'm going to take all this out. We're going to rebuild this with that larger plan. This goes, these go. I have some crushed stone in my pocket now, but that's okay. You go in there, and we'll grab the plates out of there as we can. Let's pick up this and that and all of these as well. We did not quite get steam power done, but I'm okay with that. Pick all this up, take those up, like that. Alright, so we're back to square one right now. And we still can really only make this one thing. That is, of course, the metal from nothing, from water. So let's start out here Well, maybe not start out with the pump. Let's start out with the electrolyzers instead. Actually, you know what? Let's use a hell mod feature called pin, which puts the production block in a smaller window here that you can just click on one of the buildings here, and it automatically sets it with the recipe. So we have a thought here that we could do maybe something like this, 2 apart, maybe. And then we can do maybe not right next to each other, but like this. And I'm trying to, you know, consolidate space as good as I can here, while also trying to, I don't want to do it this way. I don't want to do it this way because of the opposites here. So let's slide this over. In my test game, I did these in a line, and maybe that's still the best way to do it. Because otherwise you end up with a bunch of space either way. Or something screwy either way. Or you could stagger them a little, maybe. Maybe we could stagger them a little and space them out a little bit more. Maybe like that. Let's try that idea. I don't know if this is going to look, how this is going to look either. But that's why it's build and learn, right? Build and learn. So we'll do this, and then I want to do you here. But you also need to go up there. You need to be down here. You need to be down here. You're up there. This connects, get the character out of the way. This connects up to here, so that means that you need to be under that. This might be better. Might be. Than what I had before. Just to kind of minimize the space here a little bit. And then, instead of that being there, I want to put one of the flare stacks here. That, and put the other one maybe like this. And then we can put a power pole in between them, of course. I should put these on my toolbar. There. And that might be better. That. And then we're going to need to have water pipes coming in from a pump. Like this. -1, I think. Pump will go here. Yeah. And then I'm going to grab an underground like this and take it down to the other one. Except that I can't draw straight lines. Never can. Never can. Let's do that. Let's see how this works. We need power poles in this area too. Let's go like there and there maybe. And then these will go into that... the slag will come out of these. Oh, I can't do it this way then. In that case, I need to do this. So I can put outserters for the slag right in there. There and here. I'll put the pump in last, that way we don't have these filling up with slag. Because then it'll just be backed up forever. So we're going to have these outputting, which means we're probably going to want to make a bunch of these. I use a good chunk of my stuff, but that's kind of the name of the game a little bit here. Let's go there and there, there and there. And maybe I'll move these power poles then to conserve a little bit, like this, like this. Do I need that one? Yeah, kind of. Alright, that's fine. Belts. I didn't make any belts. Bunch of belts. And let's put the inserters here. Put the belts here. And we'll get these going like this. And these going like this. We're going to come down and together somehow. And I think I'm just going to do it like this. And then we're going to crush this stuff. So, crusher. Crusher can go here. Right up next to it. That's fine. And then we can do crushed... and I could have done this, of course. To put the recipe down. We're going to need more than one inserter here on both sides. Actually, so let me do this. Just in case we need to have 3 of them. I think we need 1 or 2 and then 2 or 3, I think. That'll take care of that, but we're also going to need to bring the other stuff back here. This goes into the liquefier, I believe it was. Yes, it was. The problem is with this, that the water would be nice if I could put this down here. So let's make a change, because we can do that. Flip. And then the liquefier, use this Wally because it's easier, better, somethinger. This here, yes, this here. So I'm off by 1 again. No problem. There. And then we'll go over here. and take this into that. Okay, so we're going to have to feed this with fuel, of course. I'm going to put just a bunch in there. That's fine. And then this will output to the other thing, which is the crystallizer. That's this one. There. And then you will output to the 2 crushers. This one and this one. But I put them too close together. There. And then finally we go into 1 furnace for copper, 1 furnace for iron. And that'll do for now. No, actually that won't do for now. We need to do a slightly different thing. I'm going to do this a little bit different than I was intending. Here. And then move those up once more. How many arms do I have? Few, not a lot, but a few. There, there, and there for now. We need power for those, of course. Here, here, and here for now. And then this is going to actually have a change made to it later on. Once I have the logistics going here, we'll have a little bit of a change to this to pull the excess crushed off of this. Let's do this, that, this, oops, and then that. That'll be good enough for now. Let's put down the pump. Get this thing going. I think that's everything is correct. We'll see. We shall see. And I might end up changing this again anyway. I don't necessarily want it this way, but I need to, you know, I needed to make more. Oh, what I didn't do was I didn't change or fix this belt. Like that. And I picked up a slag along the way, so let's take that one out. I'll put this back down again, even though we're not using it yet. And you can see we're getting close to that power limit right here, which is why I chose this size factory, because it made that life just a little bit easier. So, at this point, this will kick off here. It's going to crush and then output. And these inserters are only going to grab the metal, the stereotype or sapphirite. They're not going to grab the crushed stone. Once I have the splitters, then I can use a filter splitter to pull the crushed stone off and send it down into here. Sorry, no, it's got to go down here. Oh, I didn't think that through. I may end up having to change this again because this may not be right. I think we are actually pretty good balance-wise with the arms. These are going almost full speed. This is going almost full speed, and that's kind of perfect. Power is still just a nudge under, which is exactly what we were hoping for. For these, I'm going to just have to pick them up with my button and then drop them into there. And again, this is only a temporary build because this build will expand at least a couple more times, at least one more time, probably before we have another process to replace this. Oops, I picked up a crushed stereotype along the way. There we go. And until we have enough copper here, we're kind of in a... Weird, I'm getting 4 all the time, although maybe not. We're kind of in not at all, actually. We're kind of in a bit of a holding pattern. This is one of those, you know, AFK simulator that it often gets called moments. Yes, you can keep making it bigger, but eventually you're going to run out of power. So you're kind of stuck here until you can get enough research done that you can make advancements. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause for just a moment, and I'm going to come back when I have enough done to unlock automation, and then we'll close out the episode there. So I'll be right back. And welcome back. We're down to the last few percent for automation now. And I let the game run a little bit, and I pulled the science packs out actually for a little while because it got dark. I may end up turning, like, forcing daytime. I don't know how that works exactly, but I may end up doing it just so that we don't have that issue. If you have thoughts on that, by all means. But we are now at a point where we are nearly automating science. I want to make a couple of additions, though, to this. I want to put in a couple more inserters, and I made a couple of boxes here. I should actually set up a bunch more. We're not there yet with the fuel. Set up a couple of these, and I'm gonna have to still hand feed the fuel in, especially into this one. I've added more fuel to this one because this one's running non-stop, so it's going to use most of the fuel we've given it. These here and these here, not so much, but this here for sure needs a lot of fuel. So I'm gonna have to feed that in, and then what we can do here is put in a splitter. Actually, then I shouldn't have done that. Do that later. Put in a splitter. And then let's put that here on the toolbar. And then I want to just kind of put it in to where it will go like this. And then it will do right, force all the crushed stone. And then do... I don't want it to do that. Well, I guess that's fine. Do that. And then... No, that's not where the crushed stone's going. I moved this building over so that we can do that. And then I screwed it up anyway. This can go here then. That's fine, I guess. I have some crushed stone for you that I just picked up. And this is almost automated science. Not quite. We'll need to set up the automation for this. And then I'll probably need to change this around a little bit to have the space for it. But where are we at with power? Just to check on that, to keep that in mind. We are getting close. So we'll want to have 3 of these. One to make the 2 components each of science, which is the electromagnetic cores, and one to make the electromagnetic coils, and then a 3rd building to make the science pack itself. That's these. And then we also have the need for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more arms, I think. And I think then I should actually have changed this as well. Let's drop some of this landfill in this area. And I'm going to actually pick this, well, pick it up like this and put it oh, I picked up too much. Do too much. Oopsie. Take those back and put them down here again. There we go. So I want to change this to go like that. Oh, there we go. To go up past this and then turn here and then come back down. It's a little bit longer of a loop, but it'll do what I want it to do. And then I want to take this up. And we need fuel in here, of course. You can have half of a stack, like that. That'll be good enough. I probably picked up, I did pick up some stuff here, so we'll put that back down. And then this way we have boxes for our ores. And then we can do 2 of these, making as much as we can reasonably make of... That's the wrong one. Of each of these, or as often as we can make each of these. And then those are going to load into a another machine, and we're getting tight on space because I didn't lay this out super well. That's okay. I'm going to do it like this, and then we're going to actually take advantage of Bob's inserters here, because I never do, and I should. We want this to output this way, and that way we can do these right angle inserters and save ourselves a little bit of space, in some cases anyway. That'll go over there. That's going to make this science, and now it's automated, or will be automated as soon as we power it up. You 2, and then you and you. Nope. Let's go you and you, rather. Except that doesn't reach. Fine. 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 Oh, I can do this. Save myself a power pole. There we go. So this is going to use most of this copper and iron right now to make science. But that's okay because we need science. And the next thing for science we want to unlock is going to be... let's see, probably basic algae processing. So let's go ahead and unlock that. Get that started, and we will take a look at that in the next episode. So we're going to leave this here, and I hope this is interesting. Let me know if you have any comments or thoughts, suggestions, as long as they're minimally spoilered. Like, don't, I mean, I know there's advanced stuff coming, so there's not really or, you know, more advanced stuff coming. But if there's a way that I could have done some of this better, in some way, some fashion, I could probably have simplified this quite a bit. There's a lot of waste here, but also we still have a decent amount of landfill that we can use, so it's not that big of a deal. We're going to have to figure out how to compress it more later, but we'll figure that out in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me. I will see you then. Bye for now.